Hi everyone, Drejan here, and today we are taking a look at the Epomaker SK61. Full disclosure, Epomaker did send me this keyboard, but they gave me free rein to say what I want on the review. Quick overview, the SK61 is a standard layout 60% keyboard. It is hot swappable, meaning you can replace the switches by simply pulling them out of the keyboard. However, this is an optical switch keyboard, so it will only accept optical switches. This keyboard is available on the Epomaker website and on Amazon for $65. You can also buy it in Banggood under the name Geek SK61 for around the same price if you use some discount vouchers. You have a white version, which is the one that I got, but it also comes in black and pink depending on where you buy it. There are also other versions of the keyboard. You can get the Bluetooth version, SK61S, for $75. If having arrow keys is a must for you, then you can get the SK64, though finding replacement keycaps for this one will be a bit more difficult. Here's the unboxing. So out of the box, you get some paperwork, the keyboard. You also get a USB Type-C braided cable, a switch and keycap puller, and some extra keycaps for your Apple devices. First, the design and layout. Out of the box, this feels quite premium for its price. You have a solid white ABS plastic case with 4 rubber feet, USB Type-C socket on the left side, no flip-out feet, but the default typing angle is quite good. In my opinion, the main draw of the SK61 are these really thick PBT keycaps. A lot of keyboards at this price point offer only ABS keycaps that shine over time. To offer keycaps of this quality for $65 is really a great move. You mostly see this quality of keycaps on aftermarket sets, and those usually cost quite a lot. The legends look really good, and I really like that it has a two-tone white and gray colorway with a red accent keycap as compared to the plain all-white that you mostly see with budget keyboards. The keycaps have a uniform profile, but it's not flat. It has a bit of a curve at the top, which makes it easier to type on. Sadly, for RGB fans out there, these are not backlit keycaps. I have also used this in dark situations, and there is backlight bleed on the keycaps. So if that bothers you, take note. LED effects are okay and comparable to what you usually see on white keyboards like this. Here are the LED effects. As for the layout, this is your standard 60% keyboard. If you are coming from a full-size keyboard, a 60% keyboard like this does not have a navigation cluster, function row, and a numpad. You access those keys by pressing function and another key to activate it, much like a keyboard shortcut. The usual issue with layouts like this is the absence of arrow keys, and gladly for this one, it's implemented quite well. You have the function key at the bottom right of the keyboard, and the question mark, alt, menu, and control keys act as your substitute arrow keys. You would need to press the function key first, then press these buttons to act as arrow keys. It takes a bit of getting used to, but it grows on you over time. One issue here is that the secondary functions on the keys are not printed on the keycaps. So you would need to make sure you have a copy of the assignments handy if you want to learn the shortcuts. Some may like this implementation, and some may not. I personally prefer this since the keycaps look cleaner without the secondary functions etched on it. Epomaker does offer a software for you to change keybinds, and it's quite a robust software. You can customize lighting and even use macros, but I have to admit it's not as intuitive as other softwares that I've used, and it would take a bit of getting used to. Going to the typing experience, I got the Gateron Optical Blacks, and here's the typing test. So typing experience out of the box is decent. It is relatively louder compared to other keyboards that I've tested. There is rattle on the spacebar, but the other modifiers are okay. Looking at the stabilizers, there is quite a good amount of lube on it, but I'm not sure it goes all the way in. Since this is a hot swap keyboard, you can easily remove the switches and the stabilizers and pop them back in. For the hot swap function, this keyboard is only compatible with optical switches, and that has its advantages and one big disadvantage. On advantages, optical switches are said to be faster and more durable than mechanical switches, though whether those translate to actual benefits is a bit debatable. Another advantage is that this is priced a bit lower than its mechanical counterpart. The GK61, which is the mechanical switch offering, is priced at around $15 higher. As for the disadvantage, well, majority of the switches that are being sold in the market right now are mechanical. Optical switches are not as popular, so your choices are quite limited if you want to change the switches on this keyboard. So bottom line, if you just want an affordable keyboard and you are not planning to change the switches, go with the SK61. If you want to explore different types of switches on your keyboard, get the GK61. To close out, this is perhaps one of the cheapest hot swap keyboards in the market right now. I see this as a good midpoint between soldered entry-level keyboards like the RK61 and the pricier alternatives, which are the GK61, the Kimove Snowfox, or the GMMK. If you're planning to buy a $40 board like the RK61, I would say it is worth it to spend a bit more and get the SK61, since the upgrade that you get here is quite substantial. Even though the SK61 uses optical switches, having the hot swap functionality gives you the option to mod your switches and stabs if you want to. It also makes it easier to fix the keyboard in case you need to replace something down the road. Couple that with the really great keycaps, and at $65, you really have a good starting point for the hobby. In my opinion, the GK61 is still the better offering for most people, though I still like the fact that Epomaker is offering more choices. People have different needs, and I can see the SK61 being a good choice for people who are budget conscious and are not planning to dive in deeper in the custom mechanical keyboard scene. And that is it for this video. Hopefully I have helped you in choosing whether this is the keyboard for you. See you on the next one. Bye!